Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, Dio here with another first 15 turns guide on the very hard difficulty in Mortal Empires. This time we're covering another Skaven OG, a warlord of Clan Wars, Queek Headtaker. To start this campaign off, begin moving Queek towards Granite Massif and disband your unit of Gutter Runner Slingers. As Queek's Clan Rat units cost the same as his slave units, go ahead and recruit Clan Rats for his army. Recruit a couple of chieftain heroes which will join Queek's army later on, and build a weapons dump in your capital. Attack Granite Massif and alter of the battle if you want. Occupy the settlement at tier 3. Build alarmed tunnels, a weapons dump, and demolish the damaged clan pit. Grab Route Marcher on Queek and recruit a couple more Clan Rat units. Set the province commandment to expansionist planning. Start moving Queeky towards Mount Arachnos and recruit 3 warp fire throwers into his army. Embed both of your chieftain heroes into Queek's army as well. Attack Mount Arachnos with Queeky and alter of the battle if you're feeling lazy like me. Sack the settlement for some extra XP, switch to forced march stance, and run back to your own territory for replenishment. Demolish the weapons dump in your capital and upgrade the one in your minor settlement. Also, build some rattling ones there for more growth. Grab Ancient Cunning on Queek and Training on both your chieftains. Attack Mount Arachnos and sack it again. We'll do this a few times until we can recruit some rattling gunners. Move Queeky back to friendly territory for replenishment. Grab Ancient Cunning on Queeks and Tail Weapon on both your chieftains. Build a Taskmaster's platform in your capital and upgrade both of the buildings in your minor settlement. Begin researching towards more replenishment. Once again, sack Mount Arachnos with Queeks and return to your own province to replenish. Grab Ancient Cunning on Queeky and Elusive on your chieftains. Sack Mount Arachnos one last time and move back to your own province. Grab Elusive on both your chieftains. Upgrade your Nest Nursery to tier 3. Now we'll spend a couple of turns recruiting 4 Rattling Gunners and 1 Warp Fire Thrower. Upgrade your capital to tier 3 while your units are recruiting. It's finally time to go on the offensive. Attack the Mount Arachnos settlement directly and fight manually or auto-resolve like I did. Occupy the settlement at tier 2. Grab Extremely Distrustful on Queeks and Training on your chieftains. Build an exotic animal tamer and use the clan pits here to replenish your army to full strength. Recruit a new lord at Mount Arachnos, ideally a warlord, as they have higher loyalty. Switch Queek and your newly recruited lord to march stance and move them towards the last plateau. Demolish the clan pit in Mount Arachnos. Using your new lord, colonize Lost Plateau at tier 2. You can now dismiss your new lord. Keep in mind that low loyalty can make them rebel. Switch Queek to use Underway and hop on the border of the Lost Plateau, but stand in your own territory for replenishment. Build a Rattling Warrant, upgrade your exotic animal tamer, another Rattling Warrant, and a rubbish pit in your new settlement. At this point, Khalida should share borders with you. It's worth paying her for trade and non-aggression while you deal with the dwarves. Also, if you're not at war with them already, declare war or Karak Zorn. The dwarves will attack your army with 3 of theirs. This is the first real fight of the campaign and must be fought manually. In all of my tests, the dwarven reinforcements joined just in front of my deployment area. I set up a few rattling guns and warp fire throwers on the right flank to deal with the reinforcements and use my heroes and lord to do most of the tanking. Focus your rattling gunners on their lords and heroes and burst them down quickly. Set up some infantry to cover your left flank and use your warp fire throwers to literally melt the enemy infantry in seconds. You can use your Dweller's Blow ability on top of their ranged units to stop them from firing at your units. Keep your clan rats in reserve to intercept the main dwarven army while you clean up their reinforcements. It can be a very messy battle, but don't be afraid to sacrifice your clan rats to protect your weapons team, as they'll carry you to victory. I recommend replenishing post-battle as you have several fights ahead. You should have killed enough enemies to prompt this event. Choose Splat the Rat here for an easy mission. Grab either Violent Rise to Power or Life is Very Cheap on Queek, and Elusive on your chieftains. Upgrade the Taskmaster's platform and build a construction cavern in your capital. Upgrade both Rattling Warrants in your new settlements. Attack the remnants of the Dwarven army. I recommend fighting this manually to prevent unnecessary losses and replenish your army post-battle. It's time to attack the settlement of Karak Zorn. Before you attack, I'd wait to build siege towers and a battering ram. Just a note, if you're struggling with food or public order, you can always evoke the domination scheme for some nice bonuses. Upgrade your rubbish pit while you wait. Before you begin the battle, grab Thick-Skinned or Blademaster on your chieftains and begin researching down the Ruthless Plants tree. It's time to wipe out these dwarves for good. Manually, of course. Deploy on the left side of the map and as usual, focus your artillery on their towers. Once the towers are down, open up one of the walls with your remaining ammo. Storm the walls with your clan rats and keep their ranged units pinned down. Try to sneak your warp fire throwers behind their walls and use your Dweller's Blow ability to protect them from enemy infantry. It's another messy battle, but don't worry about losing your infantry, as you can recruit more after the battle. After the battle, occupy the settlement at least tier 3 for walls. Repair the gold mine and build a taskmaster's platform. Grab life is cheap or violent rise to power on Queeks. Keep the clan pit for now and use it to restore your army to full strength before replacing it with walls. Clan rats with shields are still worth grabbing due to the low upkeep cost. Set the province commandment to expansionist planning. And that's it, the first 15 turns is Queek Headtaker on the very hard difficulty in Mortal Empires. When you're ready, the lizard may make a good target for expansion as you have treaties with the Tomb Kings to the northeast for now. The walls here will keep your territories safe. It may be worth recruiting another army here to help defend your capital while you expand east. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe below for more guides like this. Don't forget to comment below if you'd like me to cover any other lords in the future. See you next time. Toodles.